Hi guys. Wait until everybody comes in. I'm not sure if YouTube is going to notify anybody. We'll see how it works. And I'm on new Wi-Fi, so I'm not sure how it's going to work. So we'll see how this goes. Hey. Hi guys. I'm in a new location. See? I was on live Instagram last night. So for some of you that saw, good morning. On Instagram last night, I told the story. Hi guys, how are you doing? I know it's been a few days since I've been here. So I moved. I actually moved in with a friend because we are on a 30-day stay-at-home, which I guarantee you that 30 days is probably going to be extended, but we didn't want to do it alone. And I was really stressing out because of all the health stuff that I was going through anyways. I didn't really want to do this alone. So I moved in with a friend of mine. And I am feeling, I'm feeling good, comparatively speaking. Like, regardless of what's going on in the world, I'm feeling pretty good right now, physically myself. So it's just been sort of a whirlwind the last couple of days. It was a last minute decision for us to do this. And we wanted to get it taken care of. The mandatory stay at home order was in effect as of midnight last night. So yeah, so here we are. So we were running really fast for the last couple of days, and I wanted to pop on live so we could chat and see how you guys are doing and how you're dealing with everything. I am going to be doing the Aries new moon ritual tonight for members, and I will post that information in like probably just a little bit after I'm done with this live. I'll post the information to connect to the live groups. I moved. I should have like a screen, like a scroll that goes under. I moved. I'm in a new location. I moved. So I didn't move far, just so that a friend of mine and I are together. I know everybody thinks that I'm crazy for moving, but honestly, it was the best thing for me to do. It was not, I was really, there's no way that I could have worked. I didn't feel safe where I was. I would have had to go into like public areas, more like the laundry area. Like just, there were things about where I was that it just wasn't safe for me to be there. So I know, and I'm telling everyone to expect new beginnings, even when we're on pause. Like even when this is all this is happening, I've been saying that a lot. And it's really funny because like yesterday, there were a whole bunch of really amazing things that happened with people that I love, like unexpected things that are just sort of coming out of the blue. So I love that. And yeah, I mean, I don't want to be alone during all of this. Who would want to be alone during and you know, there were things that were happening in her life too. She didn't want to be alone either. And we both have boys. So here we are doing all of that. But yes, things are still moving forward, even if we're kind of stuck in place. And I honestly think that this is going to be a really good reset. Like if we use the time wisely, this is going to be a really good reset for all of everybody. I am making some decisions when it comes to readings and stuff, like all of the love readings that I was doing. Normally I do like a first half and then a second half. You can purchase the extended. I think I'm just going to put them all out for memberships. So if I only have like 4 signs done or something like that. So the rest of the love readings are going to be put in the membership. So either on Patreon or on YouTube. Hi, guys. Hello. Yes, I do. Well, and I mean, there are still some things that I have to deal with when it comes to my health too. Like being stressed out in my environment and where I was staying, before. I have my immune system isn't, it's not so hot. So I had to think about, what do I want to do? And I want everybody to remember that this doesn't put your life on hold. This actually can really open up a lot of possibilities for it. Good morning. Good morning. I've been trying to stay active on social media, but the last couple of days have just been really like crazy nuts. I do love that the morning shows and stuff like the night shows, the morning shows, the daily shows, all of that. They're doing videos on YouTube. So if you guys really miss, like if you guys need to have a good laugh, yesterday I know that Ryan Seacrest and Kelly Ripa were doing their Zoom between like their houses and stuff, but they were still doing their show. So that was it's kind of fun. It's very interesting to see how all of this innovation and stuff is going to work with this Saturn in Aquarius, like Saturn moving into Aquarius. We are finding new ways, like literally finding new ways and innovating new ways and new lifestyles right now. And I mean, if you look at like yesterday when I saw the news report where the companies and stuff that are making the masks and the PPE for, the health services and stuff like that. Twitter is kind of hilarious right now, but everybody that's like doing that, we're being very innovative to help to put our time, all this time of like just kind of being still and just existing right now. I love that people are coming out of the woodwork and they're bringing new products all over the place. I can't with Twitter. I've gone on a couple of days and like the second that I'm on there, I'm like, nope, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this today. This is not happening today. Hi, Michelle. You like this setup? I don't know. The coloring is a little weird. We actually have a room that we're going to be putting together, but I wanted to be able to jump on and say hi to you guys because I haven't seen you in a while. It is Sue. I probably don't look so stressed out too, to be honest. I actually slept. I haven't slept for a couple of days. So, I mean, I hadn't been sleeping and I finally got to sleep for a couple of, like the last couple of days I've actually slept. So it was nice. I'm kind of hard on myself because I know a new beginning is starting for me, but I'm not sure what to do creatively, but I just need, well, but when you're when you're trying to force it to happen, when you're being hard on yourself and trying to force it to happen, it's going to be worse. You're going to be putting more negative energy into forcing the creativity. If there's a new start that's happening or a new beginning that's happening to you, then that's just going to happen. Like, you don't have to force it to happen. And I know that everybody says we just need patience. We just need patience. But think about it. Like the reason why we need patience is because we live in an instant gratification world. There is nothing instant gratification about what's happening right now in our lives. We are literally being flipped upside down and saying, y'all have to wait now. Y'all have to sit still. And it's almost like we have to unlearn. Hi, guys. Hi, Perla. Hi, Sil. Good morning. We all have to unlearn all of the bad habits that we've been creating for ourselves for so long. So it's not even about how hard you are on yourself. It's about the fact that you were programmed to believe that you had to hustle. My friend Cal said to me the other day, he said that I need, because I was like yesterday, I was like, I feel like it was yesterday. All the days are mixed together. It was like, I need to, I feel like I need to work. And he was like, get up and hustle. And I was like, I don't hustle, I align. But that's the thing is, for me, it's not about hustling. I felt bad the last couple of days because I mean, like the biggest thing that I need to do is be here for you guys and for myself and for, because we all kind of feel like we're in this alone. And when we allow ourselves to align into it and not hustle into it, it comes so much easier. It flows so much easier. The beginnings flow so much easier. The endings flow so much easier. So hi. No, people aren't used to slowing down, and we're literally being forced to. You're literally being forced to slow down. And when you're and it takes time. That's the other thing is like you can't just like sit here and go, all right, I'm going to be in alignment now. Here I go. Right? You can't just do like you have to literally change your whole process of existing, your whole process of being. Allow like in the mornings. Do you guys honestly think in the mornings I get up and I'm like, all right, my alarm went off and now I have to drink coffee and now I have to do this, and now I have to do that, and now I have to do this. Yes, there are some mornings that I do that. The last couple of mornings I've kind of had to do that because everything is shifting and everything is changing. But then we go into a new normal. And then like this morning, I allowed myself to get up and I drank my coffee in bed. And I mean, I'm a really early, like I sleep like maybe 5 hours every night. Like if I get a good 5 hours of sleep at night, it'd be fantastic. So I'm up really, I mean, I've already been up for like 4 hours, 3 hours now by, doing this live. So, but I took my time and I always want to take my time. Everybody around me wants to hustle. So that's what I have a problem with is not listening and taking others' thoughts about me. Yes. But one of the things, Chris Squarepants, one of the things that you can really do when everybody else is hustling around you is to make sure that you're centered. It doesn't matter what everybody else is doing. And I know that everybody else wants you to hustle, but I guarantee you when you start to get into alignment with who you are and you're not hustling anymore and you're allowing yourself to take a step back and say, what they want of me is not the same that sits with my soul, and allowing yourself to shift. You have to be the one that it doesn't matter what everybody else wants from you. It doesn't matter what everybody else is doing, especially now. Because honestly, the biggest thing right now, honestly, is if you don't slow down, you could slip up and easily hurt yourself. And I don't mean like physically tripping and slipping and hurting yourself. If you're not being conscious and you're not being aware of your own space and who you are, you could get sick. You could get others sick. You could make this worse. All of those things that like all of those videos and stuff of the kids, and I'm not going to like knock them all down and tell them they're all horrible human beings. I was angry. The videos of all the kids that are on the beaches and spring breakers, and they needed to have like their one last party before whatever. And they're like, if I get sick, I get sick, whatever. It's like, it's not about you. It is not about you. Stop bringing your nasty ass around the old people and getting them, you know what I mean? Like, stop going out and touching everybody and touching yourself, like all the things, right? And then coming home, like you're bringing that stuff home. It's not about just you anymore. And like without being a person that gets angry, because I was angry, y'all. I got mad. I got on Twitter and I was like, what? I was so mad. And I don't know if I'm mad because I'm a Gen Xer and I'm like, you know what? If I was told to sit my ass down, I did it. You know what I mean? Like, and I understand that generations are different and stuff, but those are the kids that are going to make it or break it. Like, everybody that is under the age of 30 right now, in between, that's who's going to make it or break it for us. And the fact that, and I don't feel like the media is not doing enough about it. Like the media said, oh, it's not so bad for kids and teenagers. So they thought this was a free for all. Oh, yay, we don't have to go to school for a month. Let's go party. Let's go party. But the thing is when you go party and you affect somebody else, let's not. I missed what she said about the Tauruses. Let me see. I got a lot of Tauruses around me right now. Like I need me some Taurus energy. I'm a Taurus, so we can teach you a thing or two on slow. Oh, I don't know. The Tauruses that I know, I've actually had to. Hey, Carrie. Yeah. So the girl that my best friend that I'm living with, Carrie, is the Taurus. I've known her for 25 years. She was my little sister in the dance team in high school. Okay, we've known each other for a very long time. And I am literally the one that's having to look at her and say, all right, slow down. Don't have to work so hard. And when she stopped worrying about the hustle, what happened, Carrie, when you stopped worrying about the hustle? Did you guys hear that? She got more orders yesterday than she's had in a month because she sat her ass down and she slowed down and she allowed it to flow. So I love my Tauruses. You guys literally can keep me calm in a crisis like nobody else. Nobody else's business. But I will tell you that sometimes just because you're a Taurus doesn't mean, so you have to, and patience is amazing. Like, it's wonderful to have patience, but you guys need to have more patience because you're hustling. You see, if you allowed yourself to kind of take a step back, you wouldn't have to work on being patient, or you wouldn't have to be extremely patient all the time with everybody. You could just exist. Yeah. No more hustling. Well, and honestly, there, I do understand there's a lot of stuff that we have to remember. You know, all of those people that once talked about how, you know, we couldn't give the minimum wage workers $15 an hour because the jobs that they had weren't as important or weren't as serious as somebody else that was in a high-rise office that whatever, I don't know. And they're the ones that are keeping us alive right now. The Pluto and Sagittarius kids are the ones on the beaches. Yeah, I know. And it's scary. That's really frightening. It's frightening. So, I do want to do some cards. Your son and you are moving to North Carolina. That's amazing. Please be careful while you're doing that. Make sure while you are moving from one area to another. Hey, if you guys are watching live, if you could do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button underneath the video, that would be really fantastic. So we could get the word out. Sometimes that helps to raise the antennas. And if you didn't, if you're just now joining and you didn't hear before, I'm going to be finishing the love readings, but they're only going to have access, only the members on the channel, either on Patreon or directly here on YouTube, are going to have access to the love readings that I'll be finishing, individual ones. And the only reason why I'm doing that, you guys, is because I don't have time to do all the things, right? I have to streamline a couple of things so that I can get your April readings out, because that's where I'm stressed out. Like, I don't want to have to hustle to get things done. So I got to streamline some stuff. Good morning. Oh, I'm so glad that you're here. First time catching me live. Hello. Oh, as soon as your apartment sells. So you're still waiting for your apartment to sell. I thought that you had already. Oh, I really love you too. Thank you. I'm really grateful that you found me. I love you too. Thank you. Thanks, Gwen. Thanks, Gwen. So let's chat, you guys. I'm going to do, what are we doing? We're just going to do an energy update to kind of see. One of the other things that's going to be a little bit difficult is when I do have Jack with me, I'll probably be able to do readings and stuff, but it'll be a little bit more few and far between. Oh, look, my aunt's here. Say hi to my aunt. Jane is my aunt. She's in Portland, Oregon. How's everybody doing there? I'm curious how the Northwest is doing. A hustle reading. I think we're just going to do like an energy for today, or just like a general energy of what we need to know for today. That's the reading that we're going to be doing. A hustle reading. Are you shut in? Yeah, we are too. We had the 30-day mandatory. I was wondering if they were going to keep your work open or if they were going to close it. Oh, looky there. I know it was a joke, Andrea. I know it was a joke. It's okay. Yeah, our cases are getting pretty high. Okay. So let's see what the cards have to say. And it's really kind of basically reiterating. Some of you are worried about your romantic relationships too. So we have the Temperance card, the Two of Cups. I would not be surprised if I pulled in a little bit of some energies from people that are close to me right now. Because I know that there's a lot of fear going on around what to do about the energies with relationships. So we have Temperance, the Two of Cups, and the Eight of Swords. I'm using the Light Seers Tarot deck today. For those of you who don't know, now you know. By Chris Ann. It's amazing. Thank you, Gwen. And they still have you working? That's crazy. I'm glad everybody's healthy, Jane. That's all that matters. I'm glad that you guys are healthy. Okay, so the Eight of Swords, I mean, the Eight of Swords is something that it's inevitable right now, and you should allow yourself to feel the Eight of Swords. When you get a feel, like, don't think that you're being too much for anybody right now. Don't think that you're being too much for, like allow yourself to feel what you need to feel, okay? Because the Eight of Swords can quickly turn into the Nine of Swords, and once you get to the Nine of Swords, you're crunchy. I love that word. Crunchy, crunchy, crunchy. So, the patience, and with Temperance, yes, Temperance is about patience, but it's also about balancing ourselves out. It's using our heart and our mind. It's allowing us to not react. I feel like that's what this reading is going to be about, not reacting. Allow yourself to be proactive, where you're so consciously aware of what's happening to you emotionally that you don't react. Let's see. It's amazing when you feel like, and this is really big for earth signs, feeling safe in your environment. The difference is huge. When earth signs don't feel safe, like in their environments around them, the physical parts of their environment, they can get sick really easily, and they're like, we hold a lot of stress. And it's not just for earth signs. I've just noticed it more in earth signs, that their environments are very, very important. Like where they sit their butts basically is where they're rooted, where they sit their butts. That's why I said it that way. Where they're rooted, they feel safer that way. So it's amazing how much my body has just, like, I thought that I was calm. Like I thought I was able to keep myself calm a lot, like really pretty well. I think it was doing pretty good, but I noticed the stress level was getting worse and worse and worse. And I just realized, just even watching myself, seeing myself on the camera, like my shoulders are so much more relaxed. Like it's so crazy how an environmental change when you don't feel safe anymore. So yes, Carrie and I were actually talking about that. So Carrie is my friend that I've been talking about, and that I'm living with now. She and I were talking about that, doing like a spa night, because when we were packing my place, I found all of this stuff that was like underneath my sink, of masks and pedicure things, and like, yeah, body scrub stuff and all sorts of things. So pampering yourself. Oh, look at that. The Empress came out as I said, pampering yourself. We're talking about pampering, and here's the Empress. So we have the Star and the Empress. And, you know, Saturn being in Aquarius now, we've also had, like in the last week, Mars was conjunct Jupiter, Mars was conjunct Pluto. I've been talking about how we're going to be getting answers, and there's going to be more innovation as we move further into Saturn in Aquarius, because it's going to be interesting to see if the government doesn't start treating us like this is a real, like it's actually like if there are some political things that start happening where there's so much bipartisanship, society, we're not going to put up with it anymore. You know what I mean? We don't want to be locked in our houses for 3 months because the government can't deal with the beaches, or the government can't figure out how to get a stimulus, or like whatever, right? Like, stop fucking fighting is basically what I'm saying. And I feel like we've been talking about how it's been a rebirth, right? This is sort of a global rebirth that's happening. It's not just about the human nature. It's not just about the humans being able to sit and chill. Mother Earth is getting a nice little reboot as well. If you've looked at the pollution reports, that's kind of a big thing that everybody's talking about right now, is how like all of the emissions and stuff, everything is going down. And I mean, if you think about how we have taken advantage of what we've had for so long, yes, there's huge cracks, and they can't hide it anymore. They can't hide the cracks in the system because they have to be very, very transparent. And Saturn in Aquarius is going to force a lot of transparency to happen with the collective, right? Aquarius is collective, but Saturn is restrictive, right? And so if the society starts to feel even more restriction than we did before, it's not going to go over well. So, yeah, I did put up a meme on that. I don't remember if somebody sent it to me or where I found it, but it said something about how it feels like Mother Earth is putting us into a timeout right now. We all kind of deserve it, but allow it. You know, we're healing from the inside out, not just not just in a human capacity. The earth is healing from the inside out as well. That's why with this Aries new moon ritual that we're doing tonight, we're going to be focusing a lot on healing all the cells in our body, along with being connected to source to heal. You know, as we heal, source heals, or as we heal, the earth heals. And realizing that we're all one, because we don't want to stop manifesting. That's the biggest thing. I don't want everybody to, oh, there's a package that was just delivered. Sorry, the dog's barking. She was doing so well. And I know that there are a lot of conspiracy theories when it comes to the fact that it's an election year and all of those things, but she does deserve everybody deserves a little bit of blessings within all of this. And she's a Siberian Husky. So I put a picture of Nuka on Instagram, Nuka and me on Instagram the first night that I was here. And she's a Siberian Husky. And so she's very protective. She's super, super sweet. Very protective. And she's a little bit demanding, but she's lovely. She's the loveliest dog. She's so pretty. Anyways. So the Star and the Empress, we are all healing right now. And you have to sort of allow yourself to do that, you know, without feeling guilty for it. And it's really funny because like I see they're like celebrities that are putting up videos on YouTube and videos on Instagram on like they're doing this PSA of like, stay at home. Will you please just stay at home? Like, why do you have to, you know, not stay at home? So the celebrities are doing these PSAs to stay at home, and they look miserable. Like, why am I having to actually say this? Like, can we not just be adults and listen to what we're supposed to do so we can move on with our lives and like get going again, you know? So if we all stuck together and if we like spread the word and we didn't, you know, we allowed ourselves to do this all together, it would be a lot easier, you know? But that's exactly what I'm saying. But I think that it wasn't, I feel bad for the celebrities that are like, oh my God, I guess this is my job now. Like, kind of sucks, right? You have a thug Maltese and a thug Shih Tzu. That's pretty funny. To even see either one of those dogs being thugs, I think it's hilarious. Okay, look at this, you guys. Man, Spirit's coming out today with a lesson for sure. So we have the Devil and we have Strength on Temperance. This is definitely a karmic time. They do look miserable and disheveled. You guys. Small Wildflower says 2 thug chihuahuas. You guys are funny. Yeah. So the reason why the Devil is coming out a lot is because this is a very this is Saturnian. This is a Saturnian, like, I don't know how much louder we can get about the fact that Saturn and Pluto conjuncted in January. Have we forgotten that that entire thing happened? That's why this is all happening. The last time Saturn and Pluto went conjunct, it was in Libra in 1983, and there was an AIDS epidemic that was, I mean, that's when that was all that really heightened back then. There, you know, and there are other times as well, but this is all a very karmic time. But now is the time to remember that all of the lessons that we're learning are actually making us much stronger. So, and that's where that Temperance is. It's the balancing of energies, and it's the strength and the balancing of energies. You got a thug Siamese. That's pretty funny. Let's see what the 2 of Cups is. I want to, because I have a feeling that the 2 of Cups isn't just about romantic relationships. I think that it also probably has to do with the people that you are connecting with, because we have to connect with each other in a different kind of way. And it's really funny because I've been talking about how me personally I've been preparing for this isolation and this like total shutdown of everything for years. Like preparing my body, I've been preparing my schedule and the way that I do certain things, and to be able to like shift my energy at the drop of a dime. You know, I you know, in the past, it wasn't always so easy for me to just be like, okay, shift. And now it's very easy for me to do that. So I've been talking about but if you think about it, you guys, we've all been preparing for this with how the internet has risen and YouTube is huge, and how all of these video chats are out, and the way that, you know, we've been complaining about how we interact with each other has become so impersonal because it's more over a screen than anything else. But now that's all we can do. So we basically have had to learn how to interact with people in a different kind of way. And just the last couple of years, it's been even more so. So the 2 of Cups, relationships take on a new meaning for all of us. Relationships, we have to look at things. You won't miss too much, Small Wildflowers. I'll still be talking about how we all need to be aligned. That won't change. That doesn't ever change. Hi, Makita. We are all doing the absolute best that we can. Okay, here's the thing. And this is, I love that this came out like this. Oh my God, I love it when Spirit works with me. I love it. This is why my job is my favorite thing to do. And I've been missing this. Oh my God, you guys, I haven't shuffled cards in days. This is like the first time I've been able to do it. So the 7 of Pentacles on the 2 of Cups. And that's what I mean. You can still plant your seeds for relationships, and you can still nurture them and grow them. and you can still allow yourself to dream. You know, there are people out there I've seen on like Twitter and other places where they've talked about, well, I guess, you know, this, like, I'm like 45 or I'm 50 years old. Like, I'm not going to be able to find a soulmate and all of this, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, well, if you have that kind of mentality, you won't be able to find anybody to be with in this kind of environment, because you're shutting yourself off, and you're saying, you're using your words to shut down the energy, right? Well, and exactly. Brittany, you're so right, because you have been wanting to work from home for a while. Now is the opportunity. You're being like literally forced into building a whole new career, but you're also being forced into building new relationships and relating with other people in different ways. And not these dating apps. Like, you can't do these dating apps now and then meet each other face to face. Like, you actually have to get, and you have to be able to trust the energy of it. You can't, you know, I mean, it's like when you're talking to people online and you've never met them in person, or you have to be able to read their energy in a different, this is a whole new ball game when it comes to relationships and nurturing them, whether it's in a romantic capacity or whether it's in a soulmate capacity. And the other thing is check on your people, please. Please check on your people, because some are not doing very well mentally. And even if those people say, I'm not doing very well right now, I don't want to talk about it, say, okay, you don't have to talk about it. But then the next day, check on them again and make sure you keep, so they know that they don't have to talk about it, but you're still there. You see? So, let's see if we can just kick this person right off. Here we go. Anyway, so let's see what the Eight of Swords is. Hi, Nuka. She's so pretty. Maybe she'll come over here and I can. Come here. Come over here. Come here. Come on. Oh, she's not going to jump up here. See, now you're actually listening and you won't. Oh, are you? No? Okay. I'm not doing the signs. This is just a general reading. Thank you, LL. So let's see what the Eight of Swords is. This is just a collective reading to see how everybody is doing. Wait, what did your husband say? I missed that. Hold on, Melinda. I got to see what Melinda said up here. Don't get mad. I'm glad you are working from home. Oh, that was nice of him. Okay. Yeah. Three of Swords on the Eight of Swords. You know, the more we focus on the things that are hurting right now, and I want to reiterate, I want you to feel everything. I want you to give yourself permission to feel everything. I want you to give yourself permission to, it's the Three of Swords on the Eight of Swords. I want you to, if you feel any kind of negative emotion, holding on to that is only going to make it worse. It's only going to make it expand, right? But the Eight of Swords is something, the reason why I'm going to tell you guys that you don't have to focus on the things that hurt so much right now. I know that there's a lot of pain that's going. The Three of Swords has been a card that has been very, very present lately too. Hi, Marigold. I hope you guys are doing well in London. The Three of Swords has been very prevalent lately with readings, but it's so hard. It's hard to say. So hard to say, but I'm just going to say it. You don't have to sit there And you don't have to, it's almost as if it's making me feel like, I want to call it a made up emotion. It doesn't have to exist. It's like you are creating the anxiety within you that you don't need to have. It's like you have a thought and then you run away with it. It's going down the rabbit hole, because the Eight of Swords is something you can get out of. But if you sit in this Three of Swords, you'll hit the Nine of Swords. It's much harder to get out of the Nine of Swords than it is the Eight of Swords, because the Nine of Swords usually ends up in the Ten of Swords. And the Ten of Swords is the worst possible case scenario. Or thinking it, if you will. Let's see what the star is. Oh, thank you. That was really sweet. That was really sweet. Two of Wands on the star. So the Two of Wands on the star, the Two of Wands is about having to make a decision. You're like at a crossroads. And the star is kind of like, what is it that I want? What is it that is going to help me which direction is going to be the best for me? Now, here's the thing, you guys. When we're in a capacity where we are right now, excuse me, when we're in a capacity where we are right now, where everything on the outside is unknown, this is where you have to trust your intuition. This is where you have to trust your instincts. This is where, like, you can't trust what the fuck is happening out here anymore. And that's why I keep telling everybody, you've got to be conscious and aware of your own body. You have to be conscious and aware of what you're doing. Thank you, Christina, life coach. I appreciate that. But if you're trying to make your dreams happen, or you're trying to make your life happen, or you're trying to flow with things based on the reality that we've been given, you're going to stay here. You're going to stay in the Eight of Swords and the Three of Swords. You're going to keep thinking about all the bad things that have happened to you and all the bad things that are going to be happening to you. And I'm not saying that this isn't a bad situation. I'm not saying that this doesn't suck. I mean, totally sucks. But when you allow yourself to see it differently, right? When you do see that there are still possibilities, when there's a brighter existence and there are possibilities, when you do see that you can still nurture your relationships, when you do see that you can still, like, how many people will be starting a spiritual practice on their own and getting right with their God? You know, how many people are going to be totally shifting their entire belief systems because the way that they've always trusted and felt safe in doing things has failed them time and time and time again? And now they can only trust no one gets to stay home in California. Well, that's going to have to change. That's going to have to change. See, bottom of the deck is the Two of Pentacles. How do we make money, right? The Hanged Man on the Empress. You damn straight, Mother Earth put us on pause. I mean, there's really, you can't make that up. The Hanged Man is about looking at things in a different perspective, though. The Hanged Man is about putting yourself there on purpose. But you don't want to be in a Hanged Man state of mind for a really long time. Everything is happening so fast. Everything is shifting so fast. We're having to find a new normal so fast that this Hanged Man is quickly going to turn into The Wheel of Fortune, really? Okay. And new beginnings, right? Two of Pentacles. We're like, what do I do? What do I do? How do I do this? Where do I go from here? What am I supposed to, what am I expecting of myself? All of this, dot, 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 right? Wheel of Fortune and the Fool. And that's when everything shifts. When you stop forcing it to happen, when you stop trying to figure out, I know that I keep touching my nose, you guys, but Spirit, everybody's like, why are you touching your face? Nobody has said anything, but I just noticed that I was doing it. Spirit's making my nose itch. It's driving me crazy. You can't help it. And I know, but, you know, I mean, I am, anyways. The fear. Oh my God, so annoying. So, and I noticed myself doing that. I noticed myself getting it into the fear of like, you know, what if we get this? What if I get this? What if I get this? Or what if somebody else gets this? And then the whole house is infested and we all get it. And I know, right? It's just weird because they tell you, don't touch your face, don't touch your face, don't touch your face. I can't help it. But if we sit here and we let that fear grow and grow and grow and grow, we're not going to be able to shift things in the way that they're supposed to. And so I think the biggest thing right now is when that fear starts to come up, allow yourself to recognize what it is. And I actually I'm going to use these words again. And I actually used these words this morning. But I want you to ask yourself if it's real. Is it warranted? Is it warranted to feel that fear? Is it real to feel that fear? Or am I feeling something that I've been told to feel? Am I feeling something that, like, I heard something down the road and now it's like, that has come up to me a couple of times. That's been saying things to, that's been making me feel like this a couple of times. So, locking yourself down in the fear of everything, it's not going to help at all. But the Wheel of Fortune and the Fool, there is a really big shift that's occurring. And there's a strong feeling that our Prime Minister and the Queen are doing the right thing under bad circumstances, and not that we can't trust them. Oh, I don't know that I understand what you mean, because I'm not there. I'm not there. But the Wheel of Fortune and the Fool is telling you that this, yes, things are going to be different. Things are going to be risky. Things are going to be weird. But that doesn't mean that they have to stop, right? And boundaries. 7 of Wands. Stay to yourself. 9 of Pentacles. And learn new things. You're welcome, Stephanie. Learn new things. And we're never going to pick up where we left off. This has changed everything for all of us. There's never going to be a day where we go back to how things were before. And I think that is actually a really fantastic and amazing thing. I think that we needed to have a shift for a really long time. And unfortunately, because we don't like to listen, the universe will come in. Have you guys noticed that we haven't been getting the Tower for a while, and we haven't been getting like the negative cards? Because the universe is saying, like, we've had the Tower moment and now we have to dig in for the long haul. Like the big bang happened, right? Like the big, everything came together and everything happened. And now we have to shift into a new way of doing things. But it doesn't have to be the worst thing to ever happen to you. And if the next thing that we're going to have to deal with is the mental health epidemic that's going to happen when people have to be isolated for long periods of time without human contact. That was one of the reasons I've always said that I'm a person that, if I'm not around people for long periods of time, that I'll be okay. But when you're in a stressful situation and you don't have people around you, it can be really, really hard. So if you don't have people physically in your space or around you, and, you know, we can't do, you know, make sure you are texting, FaceTiming, Zooming, Skyping, going on social media. Like, I don't care how you're doing it, but make sure that you're staying connected. Please don't shut down. That's the worst thing that you could possibly do right now for yourself. But if you do have to have a couple hours during the day to cry, there are days, mornings where I wake up and I feel the collective fear and I have to cry for 30 minutes to like release it all. Today was not one of those days, which was really nice. But if you have to do that, it's okay. Like, give yourself permission to let it go, let it go, let it go, and do it right in the beginning of your day. So the rest of your day, you know, it doesn't, you know, or if you're a person that you can release that energy through meditating, allow yourself to meditate and release it that way. I think the biggest thing is to make sure that you're taking care of each other as well as yourself. Of course, take care of each other at a distance. And the mental health aspect is going to be very real. Now, I've had my moments of, you know, mental health concerns in my past with myself. So I can sort of see the signs in other people. A lot of times it's not so apparent. A lot of times because more often than not, people will shut down because they don't want to be a bother to anyone else. So make sure that you're letting your people know that they're not a bother and that you are there for them. Yeah, Empath Survival 101 right now. So, and if you do have people in your life that are making you feel bad about yourself or feel negative in any way, shape, or form, and you have to be in the same house with them, that's going to be the other thing. Boundaries. Because you can even have boundaries with individuals in your house and enforce them even in your house. And if you say, well, Betsy, if I enforce my boundaries in my house, then it's just going to make the energy worse. Just be safe. Use your common sense and be safe, and allow yourself to give permission to yourself to have boundaries and to feel the things. All right. I love you guys. Thanks for showing up this morning. I'm not sure if I'm going to do more lives like this or if they will be back to videos, but I do want to finish the love readings. Again, the love readings are only going, I'm going to make them available to the members of the channel. I have to streamline some things, and I want to be able to finish the love readings for March and April so I can get on to April readings. So if you would like to see the love readings, you can see them through membership, either on Patreon or on YouTube. And I'm really I'm so blessed to have you all. I'm so blessed to have you all. And thanks for your patience. I promised myself I wouldn't cry. I'm not going to get emotional. I just want you guys to take care of yourselves. So be good. And I'm going to be back. I'm going to be on here more often, you know, as I get settled into this new space. I am going to be on here more often, and it won't be so sporadic. Okay. I love you guys. I know I know everybody's like, you don't need love readings until the virus is over. You know what? Some people are still wondering about their love lives. So that's why I'm going to make it for the memberships. And I will see you guys soon for the general readings very, very soon. Love you. Bye.